and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be talking about the Chandipura virus, which has recently been observed in Gujarat and associated states. So let us first understand the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, then about the Chandipura virus infection, what are the symptoms, treatment, and the worst affected regions in India. Has it happened for the first time, or earlier also it was reported in different states of India? And in the end, a prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is diseases. So let's begin. The news talks about 6 children die of suspected Chandipura virus infection in Gujarat. So 6 children have died, and children, it means the children are at risk. Now this is what is making this virus deadly, and this is what is making this virus alarming, that because it is the children who are getting infected because of it, and it has been reported in Gujarat. What is the disease and what are its symptoms? As the name is saying, Chandipura virus. So it was first reported in one of the villages of Gujarat, and the name of the village was Chandipura, and that is why the name Chandipura. And if we talk about the virus infection, so this virus is an RNA virus. So this is an RNA virus, that is the ribonucleic virus. So the Gujarat government has said that 6 children have died of suspected Chandipura virus infection in the state since 10th of July. And so far, a total of 12 suspected cases have been reported, not only from Gujarat but the surrounding states also. Then CHPV infection, that is the Chandipura virus infection. So the virus is of the Rhabdoviridae family. So this Chandipura virus belongs to the Rhabdoviridae family. So name or the pronunciation of the name of Rhabdoviridae is little typical, so you can try it on your own also. And the vector, that is the medium through which the infection spreads. So the vector of the Chandipura virus is several species of sand flies. Now this is what you have to remember, that the main vector of this virus is a sand fly. So several species of sand flies, and there are different species, and there are some mosquito species also, and one of the most prominent mosquito species is the species that is Aedes mosquito, and Aedes mosquito is also a carrier of any other infection or other disease, and that is the dengue fever. So you need to remember that the vector of the Chandipura virus is a sand fly. It is a sand fly and also a mosquito that is also responsible for the spread of dengue, and that is the Aedes mosquito. Then the virus resides in the salivary glands of these insects. So the insects, that is the sand fly or the mosquito, the salivary gland of the sand fly or the mosquito is where the virus resides, around this area. Then it is transmitted to humans or other vertebrates like domestic animals through bites. So when the mosquito or the sand fly sits on the skin or the outer body of a human, and then when the sand fly or the mosquito bites the human, it is when through this bite that the transfer of the disease or infection takes place. So transmitted to humans or other vertebrates like domestic animals through the bite of the mosquito. Then the infection can reach central nervous system. It means it affects the brain. So the infection can reach the central nervous system, which can lead to encephalitis. So the central nervous system is where the infection can reach, and then it can lead to encephalitis, that is inflammation of the active tissues of the brain. Now this is what you have to remember. First vector is sandfly, and then Aedes mosquito, and then central nervous system, that is the brain, that it affects. Fine. And where does the infection or the virus resides? That is the salivary gland of the insects. And how does it get transmitted? That is through the bites of the mosquito or sandflies. And then inflammation or encephalitis can take place in the central nervous system, that is the brain. Now, what are the symptoms of the Chandipura virus? So the symptoms are different. It can be fever, body ache and headache, then respiratory distress, that is a person can feel discomfort in respiratory through respiration, bleeding tendencies or anemia. Anemia is when there is lack of blood, and then bleeding tendencies, that is bleeding tend to take place. Then infection often progresses rapidly after encephalitis. So the infection progresses more fast or more rapidly once the encephalitis has taken place, which may then lead to mortality. It means it is deadly in nature. After encephalitis has taken place, it turns deadly and it spreads even more fast within 24 to 48 hours of hospitalization. Then susceptibility has largely remained limited to children below 15 years of age. Now this is what you will have to remember, that the people or the humans who are most susceptible or who are most at risk of getting the infection or the virus are the children below the age of 15 years. And now this is what is the most concerning point with regard to the Chandipur virus. Now the treatment, so as of now the treatment or the vaccine is not available. So no specific therapy or vaccine or treatment is available for the Chandipura virus. It can only be symptomatically managed. Like for example, if one is suffering from fever, then the medicine of fever can be given, medicine of headache can be given, respiratory distress, if any person is suffering, then medicine with regard to respiratory distress can be given. So it is only symptomatically managed. So whatever the symptoms are being observed, so on the basis of the symptoms that is being observed, our treatment would be provided to the person. Worst affected regions in India. So is it only for the first time that the Chandipura virus has been observed? No, that is not the case. Earlier also this virus has been observed in India. So the first isolated in 1965. So it was first isolated in 1965 while investigating a dengue or chikungunya outbreak in Maharashtra. So it was observed in Maharashtra. Then significant outbreaks of the disease in India was seen earlier also in the year or during the time of 2003 to 4 in states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh. And these three states, they reported around 300 deaths of children. 300 deaths of children was reported from the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh. And this is what makes this disease or the Chandipura virus infection very, very deadly. And the Gujarat 2004 outbreak, if we talk about, then it saw a case fatality rate of around 78%. Now you imagine that 100 children, if getting the virus or the infection, 78%, it means out of 100, 78 children were dying. And other states also was having the mortality rate or the fatality rate of around 55%. It means that the mortality rate or the fatality rate of the virus is very high. Then the infection has largely remained endemic to the central part of India. Endemic to the central part of India means that it basically happens in the central part of India that we saw, like for example, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh. It is not that extreme southern India or extreme northern India, extreme eastern or extreme western India. No, it is endemic to the central part of India. Now, in the end of prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. The question says, the Chandipura virus is which type of virus? So that is a RNA virus, DNA virus, both A and B, or none of the above. We have discussed this in the video. So give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time. Keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.